Hi, I'm Anaga and welcome to Worldwise where I talk about my different travel experiences. So today I'm not going to talk about any specific country or city, but I'm going to talk about solo traveling because I hear from many people and I also heard till now from many of my friends also that they say, "Oh, I want to travel, I want to go here, I want to go there, but there is no one to go with me. What should I do? How should I do?" And my answer to all of them is just decide on your destination, pack your bags, and go. Because solo traveling is really fun and enriching experience. That is my experience till now. So as you know, I have traveled to 45 countries till now and still counting. And out of that, at least 30 or 32 countries I traveled solo, and it's absolutely not a problem. There are two types of solo travelers who are one who is like do everything solo, they never go with any other people, and there are some travelers like me who are in between. So of course I go solo, but then I also do some group trips or group tours for a day and sightseeing tours for a day in a group. So that way I have a freedom of solo traveling and also fun with the group. So normally I find these kind of tours through Viator or Airbnb experiences, or I just try to find some local tour guides, travel agents beforehand and book the trips with them. Another good option is also is to go with these free walking tours. They are tip based, so they are quite cheap, and that way I get acquainted with the city because they are not very long trips. They are 2-3 hours of maximum trips or walking tours, and that way I know which part of the city I like to explore more, which I like more, which I don't like, and so on. So that's also a very good option to get acquainted with the city. So when you want to do solo traveling, you really have to be smart in planning. What I do is I always book my hotels nearby city center or nearby train stations and these kind of areas, because one thing is of course they are a little expensive, but that's fine for me because then because I'm a person who is completely challenged with the directions. I have zero direction sense. So I get very confused if I have to go a bit further away from my hotel or so. I don't find things that easily. So it's good for me to have these hotels in these center areas, because then it's also good to have, because when I do these group trips, there are the meeting points are normally in city center areas or near the train stations and stuff like that. So it's much easier then for me to go there. Also, for me, safety and comfort is the non-negotiable things. So I try to find, so I don't always go with these cheap hostels and cheap hotels or some Airbnbs completely outside the city just because you can save few bucks. No, sorry, for me that's not the option. I don't mind paying a little bit more, and I think that also the good thing that I do solo traveling, because then I can decide how expensive hotel I want to go and which trips I want to do, which I don't want to do, and stuff like that. So that's a really good thing. Another thing is as a solo traveler that you can, especially as a female solo traveler, if you want to experience the nightlife, go in different bars, clubs, it's a bit difficult if you go alone, because first safety issue, also sometimes you just don't know which are the good areas or which good restaurants, good hotels, good bars. So here what comes in handy is the Airbnb experience. So I have tried many times these bar hopping experiences with Airbnb experience in different cities till now. So I did it in Havana in Cuba. I also tried that in Krakow in Poland, in Barcelona, and few more cities, because that way I was able to enjoy the nightlife really well. Also, I try to do these experiences of the food, so like food testing or cooking, and also alcohol testing like wine, sake, sangria, and so on. And because that way then you at least once or twice you don't have to eat alone, you can eat in a group. Sometimes you can even cook together, which I think I did in Sevilla. I did the paella cooking experience, and so it was wonderful. I was able to cook in a group and also able to eat with the group. So that was really fun experience. So these kind of things I do that way my solo travel trip is not completely solo and I still can have some fun. Also, I did sake tasting in Japan. I did sangria testing in Sevilla again. And wine tasting at many different cities. It was really fun, you know. And sometimes also this street food experience, which I did also in Seoul, in South Korea. So that way, I was able to eat really good food, and then the guide of course told me which are the good spots, another few good restaurants where I then went in other days. So it's really fun. One very important thing when you're doing solo traveling is having an internet connection. So when I'm inside the European Union countries, of course it's not a problem for me. I can still use my German data free of cost, but or with the same cost I mean. But when I'm outside the European Union, then I always buy eSIM. I buy eSIM from Eralo. I will write it in the comment section, so you can use my code also if you want to use that. So because once you step out of the hotel, being connected, having an internet connection is very important. That way I can navigate, use translation app, communicate with the people, or find few things, decide which trip suddenly I want to do some experience and things. Because I tell you, once in Sevilla, it happened that we wanted to see the some show, for a dance show, but everything was booked. But then on Airbnb experience, I was able to find one dance show, and so we could go there and enjoy it. Also, I don't always try to fit too many things in short time. I give it a time in my travels for a few days just to relax and do nothing, or just enjoy the vibe of the city. So just go alone in some cafe and have coffee or some nice cake and enjoy, just sit in a park, enjoy the vibe, enjoy the people, look around. So these kind of relaxing things also I like to have during my travel, so I don't want to do too stress for my travels. And also, one thing I always do when I go to any city or country, I go on a foot. Once I go inside the hotel, put my bags, everything, then I go on a foot in surrounding areas. I try to look around what is there, what is not there, how I feel around that area. Also, I try to find the meeting points for my next day trip, so that I'm not very stressed in the morning to find that spot and find my group basically. So these things I keep in mind. So I think going solo travel is absolutely not a problem. One thing that many people think is like, oh, having a good photos. Of course, being solo travel is a bit difficult, but you can always take your selfie stick with you. That's what I do. And one more thing I always do, I really just ask people around me to click my photo, and then I offer to click their photo also. And this exchange has always worked very well. That way I also get really good photos in front of those monuments or very famous places. I think that's a really good way. That way you also meet people and have great time. So I suggest all of those who are still struggling with the idea of solo travel, like should I go, should I not, how should I go alone, I think just go, because you know it's really fun and a fun experience if you plan it smart. Also, you can ask many things beforehand on different travel forums like TripAdvisor. There are different forums for different cities and countries, and I also asked many times their questions, and till now I got really lot of good tips there. So it's really nice. It's very easy nowadays because we have so many different options online to search, and I think that's really amazing. So if you are still struggling with the idea, just don't think much, pack your bag, decide on your destination, and just go solo traveling. I'm sure you will have a lot of fun. So that's all in today's video. So see you next time. Until then, keep traveling, maybe solo traveling, and enjoy the world vibes. Bye.